you guys, welcome back to Lisa and Company. I am so glad you stopped by today. We are doing some really super cheap, quick, and easy Valentine's DIYs. First up today, we are taking these Dollar Tree signs I've had in my stash for about a year now, and I'm going to completely bust it apart and make something that I saw in a high-end boutique. First thing I did was cut them apart using my miter box, and now I'm going to sand the edges smooth and then just a little sanding on the front to make them look a bit more rustic. But then I remembered that Izzy bought me this great new orbital sander for Christmas, and I was like, why am I not using this? So out it came out of the box, and I got to play with it for the first time. Now, rather than sanding them flat, I kind of just held the sander and rubbed the pieces against it where I wanted to smooth off the edges, round off the corners, and take away a little of that paper right on the front. I'm going to be using this cord I picked up at Dollarama to put this together, but first I have to drill holes through these blocks. I've got my cord out so I can pick the drill bit that is going to be the best size for this. The best part about my new sander is it's the same company as our drill, so it's the same battery, and all I have to do is swap it out and get to work making these holes to finish off this super cute piece of decor. Now I admit I saw this last year around Valentine's Day and I wanted to recreate it ever since. Then when I realized I had these Dollar Tree signs, it was absolutely perfect. Now I'm going to be doing my holes from side to side rather than top to bottom, just so that I can use this either on a shelf or maybe on a pile of coffee table books or even on a tiered tray. Now you want to take your time when you're drilling these holes. You will get through eventually, but one of mine did fall apart. So all I did was add a little bit of glue on both sides, press it between a couple of books, and leave it overnight so it was all good. Now I'm doing mine just a tiny bit different. I'm using knots between the letters, but between the words, I'm going to be using some of these great beads. Oh my goodness, did you catch what I did there? I forgot the V because it was still over between the books. But no biggie, I wasn't finished it yet, and I remembered, well, okay, I didn't actually remember. I saw my very badly spelled word, and I remembered that I had one resting between a couple of books. All fixed up now and ready to finish off. So I used 3 beads at the beginning, 3 beads between the words, and 3 at the end. Then I'm going to tie those off, and I'm just going to fray the cord for a really simple but rustic look. I absolutely love the way this came out. I love that I got to use some stuff from my stash and that I finally recreated something I had taken a picture of so long ago. I hope you guys like it too. You guys, the end of 2022 was nuts. We moved, then we celebrated Christmas in our new home with our blended family all in one place. I took the kids to see Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat as their Christmas present. Then Bruce and I were off to celebrate his birthday with a Blue Rodeo concert. We had such a good time. And when we got home, a really fun family birthday. Before I knew it, it was time to head back to work, and now I am traveling for work. You guys, I am in beautiful, old, historic downtown Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. If you don't know it, Charlottetown is the birthplace of Canadian Confederation in 1867. It is the home of Anne of Green Gables, and I have never seen red dirt for real, so I did scoop some of that up too. Now I'm home and it's time to get back to making videos. One of my goals this year is to use up things I have in my stash, including all this wool I've had for about a year and these old candy cane wreaths that I'm not even telling you how long I've had. I'm going to flip these around together and make a really cool heart-shaped wreath full of pom-poms with my handy little Amazon pom-pom maker. So I've gone ahead and tied this together and just flattened it out a little bit because those Dollar Tree wreaths come with a little bit of a curve in the wreath frame. I am thinking this is a little wider than I need, so I'm going to trim off one of those outside rings before I get to work making my pom-poms. I just took my slide cutters and went along and gently and carefully clipped off that outside row. Then, using this scrap of chenille yarn, I wrapped the wreath form just so that you wouldn't see any of that frame through the pom-poms. Now, making these is so easy. You open up the pom-pom maker, wrap it as much as you want. I filled mine till it wouldn't take any more yarn because I wanted some really tight pom-poms. And the best thing to do is just settle down and watch something on TV. I've been watching The Home Edit on Netflix, and ironically, it's not making me want to organize. It's making me stay away from my cupboards and cabinets. Have you guys been checking it out? So I started making these in the pink with the intention of having a pink, gray, and white wreath. And then I decided I really wanted this to be just white. I loved the idea that I could use this year round and I might actually hang it in my mom's new room. If you guys haven't been following me over on Instagram, my mom came to live with us just so I could keep a better eye on her and we could spend more time together. I'm going to start by attaching one pom-pom at the top and one at the bottom, and then I'm just going to fill the rest in between. Now I am going to use the strings to tie them onto the frame, and then probably just a small dot of glue to make sure they stay in place. It's a good idea to trim off your pom-poms if there's any little extra hair sticking off. A haircut will totally do the trick. Now, if I had my studio unpacked, I'd be using a crochet hook to tie these through to pull the strings through, but the studio is not unpacked. I have a long way to go, but I'm really hoping to get an organized and really functional studio this time. So stay tuned because I am going to share that process with you. Before I knew it, all the pom-poms were made, attached, and I was ready to hang my wreath. I am so happy with the way this came out. I've been looking at some of these pom-pom wreaths over on Anthropology, and oh my goodness, they are so expensive. Mine came together with about $5 worth of a wreath frame and yarn from Dollar Tree to make the pom-poms. What do you guys think? Now, you guys know I love a good Jenga block project, and I found this heart over on Pinterest. So I wanted to try and recreate it. Kind of the neat thing was I had all of these pieces already glued together from when I made the Christmas trees for Christmas in July. And can I say, my goodness, did you guys devour that video over the holidays? I'll have to come up with some new ones for next year. So I'm just going to go ahead and start putting these together and hold tight. I do have a diagram that's going to show you what order to put them in and how to put them together. I decided drawing it out was the best way to show you how to do it. So I'm going to start with my heart shape, and then this is made up of 11 rows. Now you can pause it here and get a screenshot of exactly how this goes together, but I want to show you something really neat. Because this is made up of Jenga blocks, you can increase the size of this heart by adding one block to each end of the heart. And yeah, I'm going to try it. So let's get started. So I did go ahead and make one exactly as it was in Pinterest. And then I made one increasing by one block on either side. Unfortunately, I lost the footage for that. So the one you're going to see next is actually 2 blocks bigger on either side. And I'm kind of crushing on the way it came out. All I did was go along and I started at the widest part. So those were the rows that start at 7 and I added one to either side. It's really so easy. And if you get a chance, you can always slow this down and get a better look. But that diagram will help you out immensely. I love the natural feel of these. You could whitewash them, you could use antiquing wax on them, or you could even paint them. But I love them just the way they are, and I hope you guys do too. You guys, thanks as always for stopping by Lisa and Company. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. If you get a chance, you enjoyed this content, please go down and hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you never miss a new video. It really helps my channel grow. Until then, we'll see you in the next video.